Good evening, and welcome to the 7th grade and new student orientation night. We will begin momentarily. Tonight's agenda will begin with Mr. Marr, our Dean of Students, explaining some information regarding arrival, departure, attendance and discipline, and breakfast and lunch. Followed by Mrs. Adams, one of our guidance counselors, who will discuss student schedules, report cards, and guidance services and programs. Mrs. Stanfield, our principal, will discuss academic excellence, school atmosphere, and share some helpful hints. Lastly, the second part of our program, you will be directed to click a link for a tour of Towanda Junior Senior High School. We hope you enjoy our program.
Hello, 7th graders. This is Mr. Marr, and I'll be serving as the Dean of Students this year. I'm going to start by going over a few topics with you. The first is arrival and departure. First off, AM and PM bus procedures. They'll be very similar to what you would have expected at TAES. Remember that the bus driver is always in charge and all rules apply. Students, it is very important this year that you are required to wear masks on the bus, just like in school. Make sure that you come with those masks. If you do not have a mask, the bus driver will provide one to you. For students who are getting dropped off by their parents and or guardian, in the AM and PM, drop off in both the AM and PM will be on the new auditorium side of the building. Okay, so that'll be the new auditorium side of the building. That is side opposite of the football field. Please make sure to obey all the traffic patterns and be aware of student vans. That's on the gym side. Also, please, this is very important, avoid driving behind the high school in both the AM and the PM. You are not allowed from 7:30 in the morning until 3:30. You are not allowed to drive behind the school. So make sure that you are following that. Okay, the buses always have the right of way. The next thing is we're going to talk about is the attendance policy. It's very important that we are here and we are on time. Attendance does matter. We do understand, however, that absences may be impacted due to the COVID-19 situation. If a student is dismissed due to COVID symptoms, parents will refer to the instructions in the student handbook on the first day. Students will be provided with a hard copy of that, and also it'll be available on our website. The next step, for students who have chosen option 2 for the start of the school year, please refer to the letter mailed for your attendance requirements. And that should be coming out to you before too long. Also, attendance and planned absences, there are forms, both excused and unexcused. So make sure that you give some sort of notice to the office if you plan on having a doctor's appointment, if you plan on, or if you do have an appointment, to make sure that it is excused. Planned absences, this is new this year. We coordinate with all 3 schools, and you are allowed a total of 5 excused days each year. Okay, that's for educational, family, athletic trips, etc. There are new procedures on the field trip form based off of the COVID-19 expectations and where you are going. Forms can be found in the website or the offices, and they are pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask with that. Also, attendance letters. This is nothing new than what you would have experienced at TAES. Making sure that you are there, or making sure that you are in school. You will be sent attendance letters for unexcused absences. Once you reach 10, any absence, you will get a 10-day letter. And this continues to go higher as it goes. After your 3rd unexcused absence, there is a meeting with a parent, guardian, and also there could be additional consequences put onto that. So again, very important that you are in school if you have option 1, or if you choose option 2, that what your attendance requirements are to be. The next thing we're going to talk about is school safety and discipline. The main goal of our school is to make sure that we have a safe environment for all students. You can do this a couple of different ways if you want to get a hold of me to report something. You may email me from your laptop. There's actually going to be an icon on there that you can use. There are student incident reporting forms that would happen in case there is an incident to report, in which you would have to tell me exactly what happened. Peer mediation agreements, agreeing to basically work through it with each other and try and figure out a way to fix any issues that there is. We also have the Safe to Say hotline where you can anonymously report different things that would be alarming to the school and or other students. We also have the school resource officer and probation officer. This is also very important here. The video camera system is installed all over the school. There are cameras everywhere. It's one of those things to make sure that you know if you do something, it will be on camera. So this is just a reminder to make sure that you are doing the right things, which I believe you all will. The last thing is the idea this year is going to work on school culture and different things to help build school culture throughout the rest of the year. Safety and discipline too, there are personal electronic devices. We know you have your cell phones. You do get free usage at lunch. That is a part of this. You do get time to use that at lunch. Where there is a dress code and discipline procedures if we do find that that a rule was broken. The options we do have is lunch detention, after school detention, ISS and OSS in severe cases. All of this stuff, and also parent notification, there will be Skyward reports. We will send phone calls home if necessary. Remember, if you are playing sports as well, this plays into this. If you do end up with a disciplinary action against you, it will affect your ability to play your school-sponsored sport. I also would like to mention that your grades also determine whether you can play or not play. So make sure you keep that in mind, because that may be something new for you this year. Okay. The next thing is school breakfast and lunch procedures. You will obviously the bell will ring. You will go and eat in the cafeteria or what will be the old gym. Breakfast is free. Breakfast and lunch is actually free for all students this year. Breakfast in the morning will be served as a grab and go from 7:45 until 8:30. You may eat in the cafeteria from 7:45 until 8:15. All right. If you can go 8th graders or 7th graders, you will be able to go into the cafeteria to be able to grab your food, and you can take it back to your homeroom or you can eat it in the caf. That will be up to you. Okay. Same thing with lunch being free for all students. If a student is interested in extras, you will be required to pay for it, however. Milk, say if you bring a packed lunch, will be 50 cents.
This is Mrs. Adams, and I'm one of the guidance counselors here at Towanda Junior Senior High School. I'm going to talk through a couple of slides to explain a little bit about the guidance program and the services that we offer, along with some other information about report cards and your schedule. So first off, we do go into classrooms by grade level to do guidance lessons. We're assisted by this with our career coach, who was available through a grant that we received. We also will meet with students individually at least once a year, and certainly if students are interested in meeting with us more frequently than that, we're happy to meet with them to discuss any future academic, individual concerns that they might have. We're available to help to assist to set up parent-teacher conferences, just simply by calling the guidance office number. We do have a Chapter 339 plan that does help us in each grade level to plan activities in line with meeting individual and group student goals in terms of planning for future careers, whether that be going into the workforce, going into the military, or going on to some form of post-secondary education. We also assist with grading, which is done with progress reports partway through a marking period, as well as report cards that are sent home at the end of each marking period. The guidance counselors are both members of the Student Assistance Program, which is a program that is funded by the state and is offered to assess and refer or offer individual counseling for students that are going through mental health issues or drug and alcohol issues. And we also are a good resource when a referral is needed for any type of outside service. As I stated, There are 4 progress reports that go out during the academic year. These can be viewed online in Skyward, or if a parent is wishing to have a paper copy, they can request that those be mailed home. Our report cards are done at the end of each marking period, and those are sent home with students. And just so that parents are aware, we do always send a phone call home so that parents are aware that those will be coming home with their child. Parents are always welcome to log into Skyward to view daily and or weekly updates in each teacher's gradebook. And you can find more information about the guidance services that we offer, along with some additional features that may vary based on when your child gets older on our school website. So this is the sample 2021 Bell schedule for the year. I know this is going to be a little bit different for our incoming 7th graders, but we do run on an A day and a B day schedule, and it's basically every other day. So our periods of the day are a little bit longer than what they might be used to at the elementary school. So as you can see, this just shows that each period of the day is approximately 70 minutes in length, and then the middle of the day where they would have their lunch and tutorial is an hour long. So if your child has their schedule that was mailed home to them a few weeks back and they want to get it out, I just wanted to take a few moments to try to explain in a little bit better detail what the schedule looks like and how to read it. So up at the top, which we have left off this one obviously, we'll have your child's name, their address, their phone number, and then their student access login for Skyward, which I know they were familiarized with last year in 6th grade. We do actively encourage students to log into Skyward on a daily basis, just so that they know where they stand academically. They can also check their attendance on there, and if they were to have any discipline. In the upper right-hand corner, you can see keypad. That's just their lunch number, and that should be the same as what they had last year at the elementary. What is also on their schedule, or will be on their schedule that they receive when they come, is their locker number and their locker combination. And we're aware that this is new for students using a locker, so we want to assure students and parents that students will be given plenty of time the first few days of school to learn how to operate a locker combination so that they can utilize that. So if you take a look at the schedule, it is broken down in semester 1 and semester 2, but for the most part, the courses that students have are going to be all year. The only exception to this is in period 5, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. So when students get to school, they're going to start their day in homeroom. And homeroom is from 8 o'clock until 8:30. You can see that it's period 0, and that up above it says DA and DB. That's just day A and day B. So this particular student would have Mrs. Crawford for homeroom, and she is in room 134. So period 1 on A day, this particular student during period 1 is going to have life science with Mrs. Lane. Then jump down to period 2 under day A is going to be math with Mrs. Crawford. Period 3 is going to be reading language arts with Mrs. Harkness. Period 4, this is the lunch and the tutorial. So 7th graders will eat lunch from 12:16 to 12:46, and then they will have a tutorial from 12:50 to 1:16. Period 5 is the cycle period. So this is one that is a little bit different when you're looking at the schedule, but our teachers will certainly help students figure out. So really for this particular child, all they need to be aware of is their CY1, or their first listed course under period 5. For this particular student, it's going to be 7th grade phys ed. So for the first 35 school days, this student will have phys ed class. When we get towards day 33, 34, the teacher of the current cycle class that they're in will let them know that it's almost time to change to their second cycle class, or CY2. And we also usually print a new schedule in the chance that students don't still have it from the beginning of the year, so they'll be able to know where to go. So as you can see on the top, there's CY1, CY2, CY3, and then if you go down towards the bottom, under semester 2, there's CY3 again, CY4, and CY5. So just remember that each cycle course, there being 5, each student attends for approximately 35 or 36 school days, and then proceeds to the next cycle when we tell them that it's time to. 6th period is a tutorial, and that's basically where they're going to end the day with their homeroom teacher that they started the day with. So we'll go back up to the top as if we're starting the next school day, which would be day B. So again, they're going to start out in homeroom each day. Period 1 for this particular students would be geography with Mr. Bechtel. Period 2 would be reading and language arts with Mrs. Harkness. Period 3 would be math with Mrs. Crawford. Again, same time for lunch and tutorial during period 4. And 5th period, they would continue with the same cycle, remembering that it's 35 or 36 school days. And again, ending the day with their tutorial.
At Towanda High School, in order to achieve academic excellence, there are a number of things that we focus on. Academics, arts, and athletics make for well-rounded students, so we encourage all of our students to participate in arts and athletics, and of course, we want them to focus on their academics first. Expectations for students are 100% effort each and every day, and to be accountable for their actions here at school. Parents, we ask that you support and encourage that effort that your students put forth here, and communicate any concerns that you have with Mrs. Stanfield or with Mr. Marr. Attendance and behavior can impact academics, so we ask students to please come to school and follow the rules and listen to their teachers. Attend school each and every day, of course, unless you are sick. School atmosphere. You make the difference. Students make the difference at school through a variety of ways. School pride, student involvement, school activities, being a friend, and helping everyone here. Students are welcome to get involved in the various activities that we have here at school, whether those are clubs or extracurriculars or athletics, and we encourage students to get involved. We ask students to please be friends to those who are here at school, particularly those students who you may see sitting by themselves in the cafeteria. Go and say hello. This year, we will need everyone's help, particularly all of our students, in ensuring that we do remain in school by following the mandates and the new rules and procedures that we will have established for us due to COVID. So parents, if you could please encourage your students to follow the new procedures that we have in place, such as mask wearing and social distancing. It will help us to ensure that we are all here at school each and every day. Communication is vitally important here at Towanda High School, and there are a variety of ways that we communicate with parents. Those ways are the website and Facebook, automated phone messages, email and the U.S. mail, phone calls, meetings, Skyward, and of course Schoology, which is our main method for classes. Students will have extensive training the first week of school on Schoology so that we are sure that they know how to submit assignments and locate those on Schoology. Those students who are in distance learning, that will be their main mode to find their assignments and courses for every day. Some helpful hints for parents. Please make sure that your students are resting and they stay healthy, that you provide structure and organization at home, that your students are being prepared for school on a daily basis. Please stay involved and check Schoology. On Schoology, you are able to check to see if your students have submitted their work and are able to see what work they have coming up. Please communicate with your teachers. You can do that using email or calling us here at the school. Talk to your child about their day. Finally, the most important thing is remain positive. Your positive attitude will rub off on your child.
Thanks for tuning into our program this evening. We're going to now direct you to a second link, which will give you a tour of Towanda Junior Senior High School. But we also want students and parents to be aware that students will be given tours on the first school day by their homeroom teacher, as we understand that they would like to get a better feel in person of where everything is located in the building. Have a good evening.